Howdy, folks, and welcome back for the final time to Infinity Train. We've reached the end of our journey, the last stop on the line, if you will. The Infinity Train is finite. I think I've made that joke already before at some point in the series. We're finishing book 4 today, which is the end of Infinity Train, likely to be the end of Infinity Train forever. There's still a small glimmer of hope for more in my heart of hearts, but let's be realistic here. This was a Warner Brothers property that was written off for taxes, and so very unlikely to be resurrected again in the future. I've very much enjoyed my time with this series. I've stated midway through season 3, this might be my favorite thing I've watched on the channel. Season 4 is okay. I stand by. Somebody said to me, if all the other seasons 1, 2, and 3 are like 9s or 10s, this one's about like, a 6 or a 7. So, the gold standard that we had is not being met here, but it's still an enjoyable story, and I'm very, very curious to see how this ends. I do feel bad for this series on the channel. It was the most delayed and interrupted series of them all. I had recorded exactly one video, before the SAG-AFTRA strike started almost a full year ago, back in, I believe, July of 2023. I watched book 1, episodes 1 and 2, got a tiny little taste of the show, and then it was on hold for about 4 months. Finally got back to it, got through seasons 1 and 2, put it on pause for Hazbin Hotel, and now we're finally ending it, like I said, almost a full year later. What should have taken less than half of a year to get through 20 videos in total, 2 episodes per video, 20 videos. Should have taken, less than half a year, ended up being almost a full year. Oops. But hey, I'm glad to be done here. Very excited to see how this ends. I don't have any real predictions about the end here. Nothing really upcoming, but I did notice, I did go back, I think I put it in editing in the last video. The picture of Kez's roommate, Morgan, does have that castle in the background. So the debate that we all had of seeing that other human there and be like, oh yeah, that's my roommate. That was just some guy. The true roommate allegedly is the castle. Additionally, also, it makes a lot more sense in episode 2 of the season, when Kez was trying to ask Ryan and Min where they were from. And they were saying like Ontario, Canada. And eventually confused Kez enough to where she said, why does your house have such a long name? Ontario, Canada, America. It just seems like such a weird, off-putting thing to say, but also Kez was just kind of weird, aloof, in that episode. So, I didn't really pay it much mind. But now that we know that the castle itself is alive and Morgan is the castle, it seems, it makes a lot more sense. Why does your house have such a long name? Because my house has a name. Its name is just Morgan. So I'm excited to see what is in store for us here, how they end this, how they bring this one to a close. I didn't go over the titles here. The titles are 9 and 10 are called The Castle Car and The Train to Nowhere, which, fitting for what ended up being the final episode of the series. The Train to Nowhere, it's not going anywhere now. Curious to see how that ties into our story here with our 2 heroes. Yeah, I think that's all about I gotta say, so let's scooch over here. I think I mentioned in a previous video, but I'm doing Adventure Time after this. Abridged, not Adventure Time abridged, but like an abridged viewing of Adventure Time. You'll see next week in this upload slot should be my first video on it, where I'll be revisiting some of my favorite episodes that I have seen already. Haven't recorded that, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. So, hey, just thanks to all of you who've been watching the Infinity Train videos. I've had a blast watching this. It hasn't performed super well compared to some of the other things that I do watch. But, there were a lot of regulars in the comments week to week, and I appreciate that almost more than the viewership being up. Like, I upload some videos that get, 1,000 views in a day, but like 3 comments or something. I don't want that. I'd rather have, the Infinity Train videos that have like 200 maybe, but like 10, 11 comments, something like that. Like a ton more comments, a lot more interaction. I like that a lot better. So just, hey, thank you to those of you who've watched this. I hope I do a good job finishing out. I hope I've done a good job, and I hope I do a good job of watching this thing and doing the reaction videos to it. It doesn't really matter much for this series, but Patreon plug, whatever, Discord server, Twitch link, all in the description below. let's get on with it. With Book 4, Episode 9, The Castle Car, starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. I have peppermint tea, by the way, from this Cafe du Monde.
You ruined
mug.
my life.
But I brought my
Oh.
new friends, Ryan and Min.
As a sacrifice.
You said the guy in the
No,
photo was
Min is
Morgan,
very
your
sweaty.
roommate.
Nah, man. The castle
Yep.
is Morgan.
Yep.
That other guy was Jeremy.
Oh, so
To say
now we
his
need to
name.
know everything.
But
Oh.
Morgan,
You took him from me.
Oh, no, what
these
happened?
guys are here, huh? So you won't be lonely anymore.
Oh, maybe it is a sacrifice to the
You
castle.
can't replace him?
That's why you brought us here? You've been lying to us?
Oh, that
It's not
sucks.
like that.
Oh, I don't like this. Oh no, we have some Beauty and the Beast stuff happening here. Except rather than the things inside being alive, it's the whole castle is alive. Oh, even the suits of armor. Interesting. Now I want to see Jeremy's whole book.
This is Jeremy's room.
Oh. Now it's yours.
Hey, Morgan. What you doing?
They're the new Jeremy, right? Here, wear his clothes.
Oh, why does he have so many? Why are they all hats?
Here, eat his food.
How long has that been sitting out? It seems like he's been. Oh, how it tastes though.
Quiches, right in his journal.
You know, I could go for a mini quiche now.
Stop! They're good guys.
Jeremy was a good guy.
Oh no. This is kind of horrifying.
What's the difference, right? If
Didn't want you to be alone.
Well,
these guys are just gonna come here.
Okay, it was
use me,
Morgan that
and
said the new
leave,
Jeremy.
Like every other passenger. Jeremy
interesting.
is different.
Interesting. Before she explains Jeremy a little bit, interesting, like every other passenger, like we now have a denizen. Like I was calling for this in a prior episode, like I thought this was going to be Kez's storyline, that she becomes attached to Min and Ryan, and eventually, like as they start getting closer and closer to leaving, Kez is going to be a little more gaslighty, a little more manipulative, to be like, hey, why don't you just stay on the train with me, little old Kez, it's my birthday. But now we see it's Morgan that's like, I love Jeremy. Jeremy lived in me. He wanted to stay with me, and now he's gone. You took him from me. So potentially like Kez saying like, hey man, you need to get your number down. I don't know why I made Kez sound like Owen Wilson right there. It's the best I could do. But I really want to know more about this situation. Like I said, where's Jeremy's whole story? I want to see what was up with him and everything. Like rather than, I guess, Morgan's going to tell us, but Morgan seems liable to be an unreliable narrator. Liable, unreliable. Ooh, that was like good. Completely by accident, but that was good wordplay. Good job, Tallman.
He fixed parts of me when they broke. He polished things to make them shine.
Interesting.
It was an accident.
But what happened though? Oh, they were choking. They were like red in the face.
Let me know if you need turn down service.
Yo, these puns though.
Enjoy your stay.
Morgan's like, I'm still listening, by the way.
Weren't really going down, so I thought, if you came here, you'd be able to stay together without all the hang-ups you had back home. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, Kez, you do. It's that you don't think about how things will affect other people. And then when people get mad,
Oh,
you act like, oh no,
is the number
what
gonna start?
happened? So weird.
'Cause this is
And then you
Ryan
just
that's-
float away like, well, it's their problem now. La la la, I'm a belle.
Because that's kind of Ryan's thing. You don't really think about how things affect people. That at least that's what Min feels about Ryan. Floated away, doing whatever, la la la. I'm a belle. I'm a rock musician, right? Same thing. I'm kind of shocked his number didn't start going down right there. So I wonder what Min is gonna learn here and what his whole kind of thing is gonna be. But that sucks. That sucks for Kez. And did he die? Jeremy or whatever his name was, did he die? I know that Morgan says you took him from me, but then she also said it was an accident. Did she either accidentally killed him or accidentally convinced him that he needed to get his number down? I accidentally taught him the lesson he needed to learn in order to leave. Oops.
He's right, Kez. You never actually apologize. You say you didn't mean to mess up, but you never say sorry.
Yeah, and this is, well,
it's just like,
I think with Min saying you never say sorry or anything, I think that's more kind of him directing that at Ryan as well, right? But also he never says sorry for being... Oh, everybody.
Do you think it's possible Jeremy died because of something she did?
Also, I love the remains of Cal Creamer.
Maybe we can find out.
His journal, right?
I found a hotel in a castle, and it's alive. The castle is smart and kind, and we stayed up all night talking. And there's this hilarious talking bell here too. Definitely a lot better than the apartment sophomore year with all the bees. Haha. I wonder what Keith is
Yo,
up
that
to these
sucks
days.
though.
Well, I hope he's
Apartment
still
full
in
of
the
bees.
apartment with the bees.
All right, story from childhood time. We had, when I was a kid, we grew up in a 2-bathroom house, and one time a wasp got into one of our bathrooms, like the main kind of bathroom that I used, like the bathroom in the hall, like that wasn't like the master bathroom, right? And I, for like a year, refused to go in that bathroom because I was so terrified there would be another wasp in there. So I would, if I ever woke up in the middle of the night and had to go to the bathroom, I would walk like through my parents' room and use their bathroom. I'd used my parents' master bathroom for like more than a year because I was horrified that there would be another wasp in that bathroom. Horrified at the possibility that there'd be a wasp in there. And I know that's completely unreasonable, but like, oof, when he just said the apartment full of bees, like if I had an apartment that had an infestation of bees, I'd be like, get me a new fucking apartment. I cannot deal with this. Like constantly, you either get rid of the bees once and for all, or you move me, or I'm out of here and I'm not paying. Awful. Except it sounds like it was a student lodging kind of situation. Oh gosh.
Morgan gave me a new derby.
Hold on. There were pages. Let's see here. Oh god, he drew the cool S. Morgan, what does that say? Climb to the top of one of Morgan's towers and the view is amazing to take in. The sheer scale of Morgan made me feel so something, and I still can't believe something. Kez and some kind of a goblin. Oh. The talking bell's name is Kez, and even though she's pretty small, she has a lot to say. Oh boy, does she. She's also got this magic power to be able to store all kinds of things if she eats it. Oh no, did she eat Jeremy? Is that what happened? There's another page here. I'm going to try to get that perfect pause. I can talk to Kez for hours and not even realize how much time's gone by. I can talk to her about the different kinds of hats I want and to have a full collection someday. I've been wandering the halls and I can't help but wonder if Morgan has a nose. She always knows what room I'm in. Why? Is he stinky? Castles can't smell, right? F. He's either stinky or he just toots a lot. But I think it sounds like that Min is going to be reading the next page, so let's continue.
Okay, this whole entry is about a hat.
Oh, okay.
Left my 12th favorite beret in the sun. Okay, it's about a hat again.
So what's with a hat
Got the perfect
obsession?
trilby today. Trilby?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's a hat, Min.
Yep.
I'll just
Do I
skip
need
closer
to-
the end.
Okay, but while he skips to the end, you know, with all the hat talk going on, I haven't busted, you know, I just watched the Lackadaisy shorts. And for the Lackadaisy pilot, I busted this hat out. This was like my favorite hat in high school. And I haven't worn it in a video since then, but you know, with all this talk of hats, I still technically do have a Christmas hat, Santa hat down here, but you know what? I'm gonna bust this thing out for today, I think. It's hat talk. It's Jeremy's hat corner. Sorry for all the pausing. I feel like this is the longest it's taken me in a while to get through an Infinity Train episode, and it's been a while since I've had to pause to read like a journal entry or something. I feel like it's been since I watched The Owl House that I've had to do that. You know, Hilda doesn't really have things to pause on and read. Now that I really think about it, this show hasn't really either. Interesting.
It's the 5th anniversary of me living with Morgan and Kez.
Did you just say 5th?
5
Stuck here for
years.
5 years?
We had a party.
I don't want to wear this.
Just us 3. A bunch of passengers were here for my 1st anniversary, but it's just me now.
So there are multiple passengers living there, and then most of them just eventually moved on.
Brian! Kez said some stuff that freaked me out today. I'm trying not to think about it too much, though. Morgan asked why
There she
I've been
is.
distant lately. But what if I tell her and she hates me? Come on, we have to find her.
What if Morgan hears us?
Morgan knows where you are. Didn't you read the one? She's got a nose. She can smell you.
Maybe she's asleep.
You think castles sleep?
You know she talks, but you're gonna get hung up on her circadian rhythm?
Oh, are we actually gonna ring Kez after I made jokes about that the whole season?
How'd you get out? Oh, Morgan's sleeping, I guess.
Okay,
We read
she
Jeremy's
does sleep.
journal.
His number had been going down, and he asked me not to tell Morgan. Then that morning, he started talking about his car crash. He told me I said some things that had him thinking about it more and more.
So Kez was like a therapist to him.
Driving one night, and it was super foggy, and this car came at him head on because the driver couldn't see. Jeremy swerved to avoid him and crashed. But his mom and sister were in the car with him.
Oh
and they died.
no. Oh no.
It was obvious he blamed himself, you know? So I told him it wasn't his fault, for real.
It
He
was
nodded
therapy,
again,
Kez.
But I was like, whatever, you're not getting it.
That's the kind of Kez
And
we're
then
getting
all I
here.
said was, I think even though you live here, you never really left that fog. And then out of nowhere, his number went to 0 and his exit appeared.
He got it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to leave.
So that was the accident.
Morgan, but it was too late.
Accidentally
She
got
got
his
there
number
just
down.
in time to see him get sucked through. It was awful.
And you know, to rewind it back
I
to
miss him too.
episode
He was
1,
my
that's what I
friend.
thought was happening with that magical vortex, right? I thought that was death or sacrifice or whatever. Tell me why this tiny story of this other passenger
Our numbers are supposed to go down.
managed to be more emotional
Isn't
than
that the
like
whole point of this?
most of the season so far.
So you didn't mess up.
She's not a failure
Help
after
Jeremy
all.
deal with the really horrible, sad thing that happened to him.
She's actually a good denizen.
I helped? Yeah.
Yeah, with a little work, you could be denizen of the month someday. Oh no, more Amelia stuff.
Don't! This isn't me! I don't know what's happening!
Oh, I forgot all about this. Yep.
Hello. New announcement. You're all on your own now, so sorry, we're all on our own. Okay, how do I?
Oh, seeing that thing smile is horrifying. Oh. What the hell? My sneaks. Oh, I thought Kez was about to get taken out. Oh. What the shit, man?
Ryan!
Oh,
It moved, but it didn't change.
that sucks. He's cracked.
Ryan?
It's always gotta be something, huh?
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go live in Morgan.
Ryan!
Okay. All right. That was... God, I feel so bad. Like, this is the longest we've gone with 0 change, like, overall in the number. Like, that's so frustrating. Hey, but it's 127 right here in the hands. Is that a continuity error? I'm on to you, Infinity Train. Okay, that was... I know that the Twin Tapes was a better episode. It was just the way it was presented was phenomenal. It was just great stuff. A fantastic introduction to the season. But this was, I think, the juiciest, very much the best episode since then. Maybe the juiciest episode in this season. We got a lot of information. I felt horrible for a character I'd never even met. This whole Jeremy story was just in the few minutes that they talked about it and everything, like the most emotional thing that's happened like all season, like one of the most emotional things. I loved that whole bit, and I still think it's so fascinating that there's a denizen that's like, I want the passengers to be here with me, kind of, so to speak. I don't want them to leave me, which is kind of horrifying that that's allowed to happen on the train, that not every denizen is programmed to, you know, play the role of their car, unless this one is, you know, to get through it, you have to, I don't even know how you would solve this car. You have to be a therapist to the castle, like how Kez was the therapist to Jeremy, right? I'm just super stoked to see how this ends. I kind of figured we weren't going to be getting off of this car, seeing as how this next episode is titled The Train to Nowhere. With their number still at 202, that feels very fitting. The fact that, like, you know, all this time and they have made zero progress. Wonder if that's going to kind of be the thing. I wonder if they're going to actually get out of this, or if it's going to be, you know, just like one said at the beginning of the season. They either fix it or they die here. It's starting to seem like they might end up dying there. Like, the two of them really do grow old together, live in Morgan. If the one guy can get his number down to 0 by living in Morgan, who's to say that Min and Ryan can't as well? But I've got to see how this ends, folks. So let us pull up Book 4, Episode 10. There we go. Third time was a charm to open this video file up. The Train to Nowhere, starting up in 3. You know, I keep putting my hand out here thinking it's going to pick up, but it never does. So I have to, like, really keep in mind to go, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. By the way, this peppermint tea isn't very good. I've had much better peppermint teas before. And he's still just, I can't tell if he's fascinated by the fire, if he's just looking at the remains of Cal Creamer and be like,
Can I get some more food?
when are you going to turn back?
He's not gonna eat it.
So I guess the food is fresh. Morgan can just, like, conjure up the
It's
food.
been long enough. I'm coming in. Don't be naked.
Be naked. Aw.
Morgan, can I get a blanket? Thank you.
It's so forceful.
Jeremy was here for years.
Yeah, but that's how long it took him to learn his lesson.
We'll get our exits eventually.
He had his exit in the other episode,
I
remembering.
already got mine.
Oh, finally, they're talking about it.
Back outside the art gallery. I thought about taking it.
When I was trapped?
Yeah, when you were trapped.
See, this is what I wanted. This helps. They could be each other's therapist.
And then it disappeared. The train knew I was garbage. And now so do you.
But he didn't take it, though. Actions speak louder than, well, I guess in this case, thoughts, right? He didn't take it. He said, I'm not going to leave you, and he stuck to that. Oh, I hear the mini synth. I'm going to dress my Morgan in a toque. He's getting good. How fast do you have to click with that little pen to get, like, the, There it is.
What are you doing, Min?
Oh, are they going to put on a rock show together? Inside Morgan?
Well,
And that's what's going to do
been
it?
keeping in practice. I don't want you to outshine me when we get to New York.
You still want to play with me?
Aw. For the first time, he
Leaving
does.
You to die?
You had a bad thought. I have those all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See,
if
this
we'll sell a
helps.
single album. We'll figure that out as we go. Is that I hate finance.
Hell
I
yeah.
hate fairy tale themed restaurants.
Hell yeah.
And I hate Horace.
Is it Horace
You stuck
Dumpty?
with me.
Or his boss?
So now you're stuck with me.
I guess Humpty Dumpty's public domain. You could use Humpty Dumpty as a character, right? Oh, hell yeah.
Keep it down.
The song sucks! Maybe if we get back to the real world, we'll get you a big synth. Nice. Oh. But do both of them have it, or is it just Min? That's just one door. Yeah, oh my god, his is still at
You did
202. Yeah, he's not
What
gonna
are you
take it either.
doing?
We either both leave or neither of us do.
Hell yeah. Aw, blushy.
If you're gonna leave me like Jeremy did, don't make me have to wait before
Oh.
I make you take it.
Oh
No,
gosh.
Ryan.
Why are you making me relive this?
I was trying to help.
And her helping Jeremy was not about you. It was about helping someone you loved.
But I don't think you want to hurt us.
But can
Right. I don't.
they hurt?
But I know some people who do.
Oh. Oh, the one true thought survived. Oh, we fucking hate being the eyeballs. Oh, Cal Creamer.
They're all in here.
Oh,
Come
gosh.
And get 'em.
So can denizens actually hurt passengers? I know they've been threatening them this whole time, but can they actually do anything to them? I guess we'll find out. In this train, the toad kicks you back.
We're not gonna run anymore.
But what happens if a passenger tries to take a door that's not theirs? Because we know that denizens cannot take doors under normal
We can't make this
circumstances.
decision for you, Kez.
You know what to do.
Just talk. Also, we ended up not getting the rule of threes for the bouncer and his pinky.
I'm sorry!
Oh, she said it.
What did you say?
I tried to ignore everything, but it just keeps hurting everyone.
That's all we wanted, Kez.
You think an apology will work?
I mean, to be fair, you're the ones that traveled
Well,
car after car to get her.
it's always the best start.
I'm the one sorry we pressured you into age scrambling your ward.
Oof. More hurtful words have never been spoken. Everything sorted itself out.
I'm sorry I tried to push you. And
Min's back to
said you weren't
202, by
ready.
the way.
And I'm sorry I left you hanging and wasn't honest about how I felt.
Sorry, ain't no justice I ever heard of.
She busts out. Oh, I thought she was gonna like
Y'all are too
alien
soft
bust
to
out
do what
of
needs to be done.
Pig Toddler's stomach. Ooh. No! Not the zapper again. Oh, she's blasting off again.
Can I borrow this for a second?
Can I just put it on my number and like manually move it down all the way to 0? Aw. You know, that's such a cool invention. But please, keep him as Pig Toddler. I don't want Pig
Again,
Baby back.
I'm like really sorry about everything with Jeremy.
What was the point?
You have
Maybe
Kez.
the experience is the point. I wasn't
Just like with this
rushing
show,
you.
right?
I was rushing myself.
But Min's at 202 now. Oh, never mind. The door's still there. All right. Let's go to fucking
Go
Dumpty's.
whenever you're ready. Now,
Can we get at least one more
Kez,
cheek smooch from Kez?
maybe we can talk later.
Radio
Aww.
here. Listen for us.
So, Kez, this might be too forward, and I didn't want to ask because it might be rude, but I'll never get a chance again, and I'll always be wondering.
Oh. I've been wondering too. It makes an air horn noise. Okay.
I love you corpses too.
Aww. But Ryan didn't give her a cheek smooch. I thought he was gonna say, wanna make out? Their door just goes away. Oh, they made it. Utica isn't quite New York City, but I think I've been to Utica.
5, 6, 11, 12.
He still does it. Hey, he does have a big synth. Let's go. Oh, it's the name of a song. Who's playing bass though? Because I hear the guitar and everything, but I also hear a bass guitar in there too. This is nice. I wonder if I'm gonna have to cut most of this song though for the YouTube edit. Aw. A couple people clapped.
Do you have any cassettes for sale?
Aw.
We're
working on it.
Aw, nice. And is it that the... we get Road to Nowhere on the credits. I do want to see what the final hand thing is. A guitar pick and a synth? Aw, the mini synth. Well, it was a guitar pick anyway. I guess I was technically right. That was a cute ending. And those final words, we're working on it. Wasn't that just like the whole theme of the book wrapped up in one little sentence, right? We're working on it. After years of not seeing each other, you know, everything, resentment growing between the two of them and you know, their feelings and everything. All they had to do was to work on it. Interesting that we didn't get, and now I am curious to know when they knew that there was going to be no more Infinity Train, because I really wanted to, you know, get something of a glimpse of somebody. I mean, I guess technically we got a little bit of Amelia with the steward saying, you know, we're all on our own here. I'm learning how to do things, and that's how we're gonna leave that, I suppose. Yeah, it feels a little too convenient that it was just Kez saying she was sorry after they just caravanned for train car after train car to get to her. But you know, it's a good start, I guess. We have to wrap things up eventually, right? We only have 5 more minutes left in the whole season of the whole show, actually. I enjoyed the ending. I liked seeing that little glimpse of them playing as Chicken Choice Judy, and yeah, it was just cute. Utica is not New York City. That's somewhere in central New York. So it's on the way from Canada to New York City. It's on the way. So I don't know if they just, you know, Ryan was actually lying about having a show in New York City, or he said, I said our show would be in New York. I didn't say it would be in New York City. Utica's what I got. If I remember correctly, that's somewhere in central New York, kind of near Albany. It's been a very long time since I've kind of studied up on my New York geography. We used to go to upstate New York, to a small city called Watertown. Every summer, that's where my grandparents lived. One of my sets of grandparents lived. So I've been up to New York State quite a bunch. Never been in New York City though. I think I said at the beginning of this one, we are going in September for the first time. We have a wedding that's somewhere in upstate New York, but we're gonna fly into New York City to do a couple nights there, and super excited. Doubt we're gonna see any Chicken Choice Judy while we're there. But I'm mostly just perturbed by the fact that I very clearly heard a bass guitar in there. Sounded like it was being played by a pick, but who knows? It was very obviously not Min or Ryan. So was it pre-recorded? Did you just have a backing track of a bass guitar and just like, we got to play this the same way every time, the exact same tempo. We cannot deviate from this at all because the bass is a backing track. Because that was not the synth, that was not the guitar. So who knows? I'm a bass player, so I hear these things and I'm just like, well, that's not right. So, hey. Still though, like I said, I kind of, like I said up front here, I do agree with the people who said that this, you know, if all the other ones are 9s or 10s, this one's about a 6, maybe. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of, I had issues with the pacing kind of in the middle. Like I said, everything just kind of like wrapped up. I mean, they were so close to getting it right at many different times. All it took was for them to talk it out and, just like they said at the end, work on it. And then when they finally did, you know, it just ended. It feels like one of those things like, the story could have ended in episode 5 in the party car, but obviously then you have 5 more episodes to do whatever with. You know, maybe they could have given us Amelia story, something of Amelia or something, a full episode or something, but it felt like they were so close to a breakthrough there, but then it was just like, you know, back to basics, back to arguing, back to everything then. But hey, I hashed that all out last time. We are now done with Infinity Train. So overall, like I said, this was one of my favorite things that I've watched on the channel. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 were all masterpieces in their own right. First season being like this big mystery, like what is the train? How does it work? All that kind of stuff. Season 2 just being like the best story. Season 2 is my favorite, far and away. I have a couple issues with season 3 and a couple things that I wanted from it and some things that were left hanging that would be, you know, solved if we had more seasons of the show to delve into them, namely Amelia and Hazel. They just kind of dipped and then we're like, all right, never seen from again. Hope they're doing okay. But you know, it would have been so cool to have a full Amelia book, right? And then they could have blended like the modern story and her backstory, kind of telling 2 stories. Once again, a duet of sorts, telling 2 stories like simultaneously. Her taking over the train, tell a story of that, and then her with Hazel. But we didn't get there. We did not get there, and that is tragic. But yeah, we're done. It's over. I'm super glad I watched this, like I said, and I don't think I have any parting words of wisdom or foolishness to share here. So I'm just gonna wrap this up here, kill the recording, kill the reaction series on the channel, because we're done. So thank you so much for watching. Hey, I hope you stick around to watch other stuff, more of my reactions. I'm gonna keep going with other stuff, obviously. But thank you, and whenever I see you next, take easy. I'll catch you with something else. See ya.